You are listening to the Path to Mindset Mastery podcast. Today, the entire focus is on how to win right now because the world is slowing down. You need to speed up. Because with all this stuff going on in the world, how do you make sure you win? That's what today is about, because that bank account isn't just going to magically increase. Those sales aren't just going to magically happen. And if you sit around waiting for it to happen, you're going to be like everyone else who is epically struggling right now. You'll be overwhelmed, you'll be exhausted, you'll be panicked, you'll be scared, you'll be imbalanced, you'll be out of whack, you'll feel mentally cloudy. And if you keep that up, when this whole fiasco passes, which it will you be proud of how you handled it? Or will you teach your kids that you gave up when life got tough? If you want to win during this time, stay tuned, because that is what we're talking about today. My name is Brad Bizjak. I'm a mindset coach and inspirational speaker, and for the last 3 years, I have worked with thousands of entrepreneurs and home-based business owners and helped people just like you shatter limiting beliefs, overcome self-doubt, and build confidence to create the life that you're truly proud of. This is the Path to Mindset Mastery podcast. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode. I'm so glad you're here. But before we really get into the content, I have 2 quick announcements that are super important for you. First, make sure you pay attention to your email and social media, because tomorrow I am doing a brand new masterclass called the Unstuck Formula. I'm doing it live. It's all about swapping chaos, confusion, crisis mode for clarity, peace of mind, certainty. I'm going to give you my 5-step framework to help you go from surviving to thriving, so you can finally have the confidence to create the life and the business that you deserve. You can actually register right now by heading to bradbizjak.com/getunstuck. That class is going to be so powerful. We will do it live. Make sure you register right away, and you'll get an email from me with the Zoom link. And as always, if you find today valuable, make sure and give us a rating and review. I love seeing your feedback. I love seeing how this podcast has touched you. If you feel compelled to, we'd love to have a rating and review from you. And share this in your stories. Share this in social. People need to hear this message more than ever before. And if you ever have any requests or things that you just really feel like the world needs right now, email us. Tell us. support@bradbizjak.com. We'd be happy to do an episode for you on a topic that you're wondering about. And of course, if you feel compelled, we'll make sure that your name stays anonymous. So let's get into it. Today's about how to win. So question, are you winning right now? Are you winning right now? Last week we talked about a big hill that's coming up, right? There's a big hill and you're riding your bike. I learned this from Brendan Burchard. And you're riding your bike. And if you're riding your bike and you see a big hill, do you slow down? Do you go the same speed? Or do you speed the F up? You speed up. And it's so important that you do. So important that you do. Because when everyone else is slowing down, it's going to take them so long to get up that hill. But if you speed up before you get to the hill, you're going to get over it faster, down the other side faster, and be gone by the time these people are just halfway up the hill. That's what we need to do, because when this passes, which it will, you want to be so much further along. It'll be easy for you to be the entrepreneur that you're meant to be when all this passes, if right now you choose to step up. See, when we're living in a state of panic and worry and fear-based thoughts consume us. And this is where most people go wrong. Most people make decisions based on their worries instead of who they want to become. I am here to tell you that if I made decisions based on where my life was in the moment, there is no way I would be where I am right now. If you make decisions based on your current circumstances and your current worries, you will never progress. Fear-based decisions never lead to emotional freedom. If you have made decisions based on your bank account balance or where you are in your business, you're asking to keep creating more of the same. If we want to master our emotions during chaos, if we want to be the role model for people, if we want to take social responsibility to spread hope and joy and love, and by the way, that is your responsibility. If you have an aha moment or a breakthrough of some sort, or a product or a service that can change people's lives, and you're not sharing it, it means you're intentionally keeping their freedom trapped in your mouth. That is not fair. That it goes against your social responsibility. So if we want to master our emotions during chaos, if we want to be a role model, and if we want to take social responsibility, we need to grow. And that is how you win. With all the influx of text messages about what's wrong in the world, with all the headlines and social media posts that's so easy to see, we need to double down on becoming our best selves right now. That is how you win. When I had my aha moment that changed my life, that took me from struggling and just kind of panicked and cloudy-headed and worried and fearful and lazy. And I had that aha moment that switched everything. And it came from one of my buddies, Jim, who said, you don't realize how much you value your rituals until you stop doing them. When he said that, I doubled the amount of coaching sessions I have each week. I enrolled in courses that I knew would help me. I got on different trainings. I got tickets to seminars that I didn't even know would happen with the pandemic going on at the time of this recording, because I knew that I needed to protect my mind. See, please hear me when I say this. In times of panic, it is so easy to push away the thing that will help you the most. You ever notice that? When times of pessimism come into the world, or let's say your spouse gets laid off, or your business isn't where you want it to be, or a worldwide pandemic, whatever it is, whenever pessimism comes up, it's like we just switch off the abundance mindset and we adopt a scarcity mindset because it's easy to live in fear. But if you have an objective look around at anyone who's thriving during this time, we are all doubling down on our personal growth. We are taking our personal growth more seriously than ever before. It is so easy when things get hard to stop doing the things that actually help you become successful. Think about it. When things get overwhelming, do you stop reading those books? Do you stop looking for a life coach? Do you stop getting a course? Yeah. And does that help you? No, it just creates more of the same problem. Most people operate from a have, do, be mindset. I learned this from James Wedmore. Most people operate from a have, do, be mindset. Then this is why most people never reach their goals. They say, once I have security, once I have safety, once I have resources, once I have time, once I have money, or I don't have security, I don't have resources, I don't have safety, I don't have time, I don't have money, whatever it is, once I have or don't have, since I don't have or once I have, then I'll do, right? Once I have money, then I will get a coach. Then I will invest in that course. Then I will go to that seminar. That's what most people do. Once I have, then I'll do. So I will be successful, accomplished, a success, whatever it is, provide for my family, someone that is confident, abundant. All right? Once I have money, then I'll start saving, so I'll be abundant. That's not how it works. Or I don't have money, so I can't invest in that course, so I guess I can't be successful. That's what most people do. That's why most people fail, because they just, from operating out of that mindset of thinking you need a different resource first, you're just creating more of the same problem in your life. That's not how success works. It's never a lack of resources. It's your lack of resourcefulness. That's what we need to instill, resourcefulness. Successful people, we operate from a very different mindset than most people. That's not saying we're better in any way. I believe everyone is on their journey at a certain point and are learning different things, but the people that have results in their life are operating from a completely different mindset. We operate from a be, do, have mindset. We reverse it. And we reverse engineer the process. Just like Stephen Covey said, begin with the end in mind, right? So we think, what do we want to have? I want to generate $2 million of revenue by this date. Great, that's what I want to have. Cool. I don't need $2 million of revenue first before I act. I say, okay, I want $2 million of revenue. Great. If I already had that, what would I already be doing? All right, I'd have a coach. I'd have a mentor. I'd be investing in courses. I'd be taking massive action on X, Y, and Z steps. Okay, that's what I'd be doing if I had $2 million revenue, $2 million revenue a year. That's what I need to do right now. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to get a coach before I have the money. I'm going to get a course before I have the money. I'm going to invest in myself at that level before I have the money, because that's what someone who has that would do. Great. To take that level of action, the best question is, who do you need to be? Who do you need to be now to achieve it? And this is so important, because you don't go after the goals for the goals themselves. When you're sitting in your deathbed, you're not going to care how much money you earned. You're not going to care what rank you were in your network marketing company. You're not going to care about having this big funnel up and running. You're not going to care about that. You're going to care about the person you were becoming that allowed you to create the beautiful life that you have. So if you want to create that goal and do those things, who do you need to be now? You need to be courageous. You need to take risks and realize that not taking risks is the riskiest thing you can do in life. You need to have faith. You need to listen to the people that have what you want, not the people that don't have what you want. I can't even begin to tell you the amount of people in business that take advice from people that don't have a business. That makes no sense. That's like going to your broke uncle for money advice. It doesn't make sense. You need to make sure you are taking advice from people that have what you want, and you need to act as a role model. So if that's who you need to be, wonderful. Let me ask you this. If you be that person now, before you have the goal, if you are courageous, you are a risk taker, you do have faith, you listen to your role models, you're that person that is vibrant, energetic, and uplifting and does those things as a risk taker, if that's who you're being, aren't you going to automatically do the actions of investing in yourself, of getting that coach, that mentor, that guide, that course, getting to that seminar, taking that massive action? Aren't you going to automatically do that? And what's the byproduct of automatically doing that? What's the byproduct of doing those massive actions? You get to have the results. So this is where most people go wrong. They make decisions based on their current circumstances. Never make decisions based on your current circumstances. Make decisions and set goals based off of who you want to become, not who you currently are. That's what you need to do. The challenge in our world is not going away anytime soon. And we can either give in and give up, or we can step in or step up. That's up to you. If there's ever been a time to double down on your depth of growth in the last 12 years since the 2008 financial crisis, at the time of this recording, if there's ever been a time to double down on your depth of growth, it is right now. It is right now. Do not throw away the things that can help you the most because you're making decisions based out of fear. Lean into your heart. That feeling that your heart has. If you listened to my podcast a couple weeks ago, we did an exercise where you had to make sure and instinctually ask yourself, does this cause me to expand or contract? And from doing that exercise, your heart knew the answer. Your body has more intuition than your mind ever will. And so when we need to listen to that heart, you listen to that, you will make decisions very differently than the person that is making decisions based on certainty and fear. You will never be successful in business if you make decisions based on having certainty. It's impossible. You joined an industry that at just the peak of, basically to describe the industry, you chose the most uncertain way to create success. And the rewards are astronomically higher than anything else. But you have to be okay with that level of uncertainty. You have to be okay with that. So always make decisions based on your heart and where you want to go, not the fear-based mind. Write this down. Never negotiate with the mind. And when you do this, when you listen to your heart instead of your mind, the next month, 3 months, 6 months, year will be the greatest time you ever lived. When the world is panicking, you are going to be thriving. When the world is anxious, you're calm. And you get to be the role model that your children, your spouse, your team deserves right now because you have one chance in this life. And I have so much compassion and empathy for what you're going through, but regardless of how challenging it is, we need to get through it and we need to do it well. It's time to step up. It's time to figure this out because you don't control the length of your life, but you do control the meaning that comes from it. You were not put here to experience mediocrity. You're meant to feel fully alive every single day. We cannot let situations rock our boat. We can't let situations like this one dominate our emotional center. And you're starting that process with this podcast, but that's how you win. That's how you win during this time, by making decisions based on who you want to become. So my challenge for you, what's that course that you've wanted to invest in, but haven't had the money to? That's a scarcity mindset. You will not get through scarcity by living in scarcity. It's not possible. You have to start beyond scarcity. You don't get beyond scarcity. What's that course that you've wanted to purchase for a really long time? Who's that coach that you've wanted to hire for a really long time? It doesn't need to be me. It can be. I'd be honored to work with you. But who is that person that you know if you got their advice more on a regular basis, your life would change so much? What's that course that you need to invest in? What's that coach that you need to hire? Who's that coach you need to hire? What's that seminar that you need to go to? And my challenge to you is take one massive, bold action step today. Sign up for it. Do it today. That is how your life will change. This is your time for emotional freedom. Those emotional muscles are not going to work themselves out. I can't do push-ups for you. And yeah, those emotional muscles might get sore, right? If you take a leap of faith and you choose an abundant mindset and invest in Appreciation Academy before you are financially ready to do it, yeah, it's going to be scary. Yeah, that fear-based mind is going to step up. Of course it is. That's how it goes. That everyone needs to go through that if they're going to win. Everyone has that moment where you're about to click that submit order button and you have like that mini panic attack in your head and you're like, oh my gosh, am I really gonna do this? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But what happens the minute you press that submit button? Don't you take it so much more seriously than all the freebies that you're chasing? Yeah, because you don't value free. The transformation is in the transaction. You pay attention when you pay. Does that make sense? People pay because that's what caused them to pay attention. So you need to pay for something. You need to invest in yourself, even when times are tough. Find a freaking way. It is never a lack of resources that's your problem. It's your lack of resourcefulness. One of my one-on-one clients, Sarah, sold her goats to be a one-on-one client of mine. Sold her goats. Talk about resourcefulness. She found a freaking way to get the coaching she needed. What can you do? How can you be resourceful? That's what you need to do. So if you don't feel amazing during this challenging time for our society, it means you're letting fear win. Fear does not need to dominate you. You cannot operate from a have, do, be mindset. You need to operate from a be, do, have mindset. You can thrive in times of extreme uncertainty. You really can. But to live this way, you have to take immediate action. There's 3 ways that you can master any skill that you would want to learn. Those things where you need to do to create that goal, right? Who do I need to be? What do I need to do? There's 3 ways to master any skill that you want to learn. Number 1, traditional education. You can go back to school, and chances are if you're listening to this, you're an entrepreneur, chances are you don't really want to go back to school and take out loans. Pretty sure if you're a business owner or a professional, you don't want to do that. No judgment if you do. So let's just say that one's off the table. Option 2, trial and error. You can keep going through the overwhelm. You can keep going down the same path. You can keep having inner conflict of faith versus fear. Is this really how it is, or can life actually be great without actually knowing on the inside? But you got to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself this: is overwhelm an effective strategy for handling the biggest crisis the world has seen in over a decade? Let me repeat that. Is overwhelm an effective strategy for handling the biggest crisis the world has seen in over a decade? No. And I'm not perfect at it. I get overwhelmed sometimes too, but I know how to bounce back. And then obviously that's not the best choice in terms of how you learn a skill. There's a better way. Option 3, self-education. You can double down on your level of personal growth. Your income is always a direct reflection of the depth of your personal growth. Not how much you do, the depth of it. You can follow a role model, someone who has done it. You can follow a system. You can take it, what took someone a decade to learn, and shrink it into a couple of days. You need to find yourself a mentor. Now is the time to role model people who have what you want. Please hear me loud and clear. Stop taking advice from the 99% of people in your life that have not created what you want to create. Don't take constructive criticism from people who haven't constructed anything. Please hear me when I say that. Do not take constructive criticism from people who have not constructed anything. I'm not saying that on a personal level. I'm saying that from a business perspective. From a business perspective, does it make sense to take advice on an email sequence, for example, from someone who's never written an email sequence? No, you need a role model. It will shrink decades into days. The last couple months, the world has been going crazy, and this has been the most motivated, the most driven, and the most lucrative time in my business that I've ever had. And I can't even begin to tell you the feeling of pride and excitement and peace of mind that comes from that, knowing that we don't have to worry right now, knowing that we're going to be totally fine. I'm not saying that to impress you, but to impress upon you. I started in a place with massive debt. I started in a place with massive worry. This is self-made. You can do it too. That's what I want to teach you how to do. And imagine the dollars increasing in your bank account, even during a recession, and having more sales than ever before. And what's that going to do for your peace of mind? What's that going to do for the calm that you feel in your life, the relaxation, the excitement, the joy? And think about all the beauty in your future that's going to come from that. What's it going to do for your kids' futures? Not just what you're going to provide for them monetarily, but who they are as people. When they see you thriving, how's it going to change their whole life? What's it going to mean to your spouse when they see you fully going after it? It's going to change everything, because you didn't push away the very thing that could help you the most. You doubled down on it. You did more of it when most people are doing less. That's what you need to do. Even if things are hard, you must double down on your depth of personal growth right now more than ever before. What's that one course, that one mentor, that one guide that you know yes, I need to work with them. I need to role model what they are doing because they are winning, and invest in that today. Whether it's through me or through someone else, find a frickin' way. So I truly hope you found this valuable today. It's so important. And tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, I'm going to teach you how to get out of your own way and get unstuck and win during this time on a deeper level. Don't forget about tomorrow's brand new masterclass. It's called the Unstuck Formula. We're going to swap chaos and confusion and crisis mode for clarity and peace of mind and certainty. I'm going to give you my 5-step framework to help you go from surviving to totally thriving, so you can finally have the confidence to create the life and the business that you truly deserve. Register right now for my webinar masterclass at bradbizjack.com/getunstuck. I'll have the link below that you can register for. Once you register, there's going to be an email with all the links and all that stuff. This class is what's going to break through you spending endless time scrolling social media with no results. It's how you bring that bank account up. It's how to finally believe that you're cut out for this. It's how to end that overwhelm, that anxiety, that panic. It's how to believe that you're worthy of success, and how to stop fighting a wall between you and your true potential. So make sure you register for tomorrow's live class right now, the Unstuck Formula. You can register at bradbizjack.com/getunstuck. And as always, if you find this valuable, make sure you give us a rating and review. I love seeing your feedback on how much this podcast has touched you. So if you feel compelled to share it with people, take a screenshot, put it on your Instagram stories, leave us a rating and review on iTunes or wherever you're listening to this from, and just spread the word. Spread the word, because people need to hear this now more than ever before. I hope you found today valuable. My name is Brad Bizjack. Go out there today and every day and live your life with a genuine smile on your face. I'll see you next week.